Hey guys, DC here, and this is my review on NBA 2K21 for the Apple Arcade on Apple TV. Okay, so the game is loading up here. We get a look at all the NBA logos and mascots. I'm not too big into basketball games, but this is quite the popular game. For me, I was more into, your NBA jams back in the day. That's kind of more my speed. I was never too into the very realistic sports games, so I like NBA Jam, NFL Blitz, those kind of games. We're going into the settings here, iCloud settings. It looks like you have to just tweak some of your iCloud settings for the game to operate appropriately. And we have a little legal agreement here. Just go ahead and accept that. Alright, so I think I'm gonna head over into some more of the settings here before we get into any gameplay. So let's look at our options so we can manage the roster here. It looks like the Sixers for the most part. We're gonna go a little bit deeper into the settings here. We can change our difficulty. Rookie, Pro, All-Star. Timeout could be manual or auto. Pro stick shooting, dribble moves. I'm gonna leave game speed, everything else the same way. Fatigue on. So yeah, it gives you a lot of customization as far as those settings there with your crowd. You can have the rules on or off. So video settings here. I'm going to leave most of these settings on low. I just want the game to move kind of smoothly here for this recording. But you can have it low, medium, high. The graphics, obviously this is not a PS5 or PS4 or PlayStation anything. So I'm going to leave most of those video settings low. I'm not going to change too much of the texture or anything like that. But even on low, I think the graphics are still pretty good here. But again, don't expect PlayStation or Xbox to have graphics. We have some of the control tutorial here. Looks like that trigger button allows you to sprint. So you can sprint. Shoot is the next button. And they have Curry there as the example for the player shooting. And it looks like they got that form down. You can dunk by sprinting and pressing X, which is the shoot button. Pass. All sort of basic stuff based on kind of the way that ergonomics works with the controller now. It's kind of been built into us since our first sort of PlayStation or N64, those kind of controllers. It's just kind of been building off of that, it seems like. So nothing too awkward as far as what you can expect from a basketball game and kind of those mechanics. But like I was saying before, I've never been too into the realistic sports games. I always liked some more of the dramatics with the sports games, or some more of the elaborate type stuff. Like I mentioned before, NFL Blitz, NBA Jam. I think there's NHL Hits as well, which I was a big fan of. Played a lot of these on the N64 or maybe the GameCube, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm going to give you guys some. Okay, we have LeBron and AD there. Are examples of blocking. So again, we're still going through the tutorial here, just seeing how everything is set up. But NHL Hits, NFL Blitz, NBA Jam. those are my sort of games. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and do maybe the Blacktop. Let's test that out. Do a quick 1v1 here, just to show you kind of some of the graphics, how it looks on the Blacktop before we get into an actual game. And right here you can see kind of on this sort of display of the rosters, it is looking kind of blurry here. So yeah, there isn't a lot of texture here within the player pictures. And again, I'm not sure if that has to do with kind of the settings I set up with the presentation, or is that, you know, just how the game is, being that it's on a, you know, an Apple TV. And again, I have the Apple TV HD is what I'm using for this recording. I do have the 4K as well. I do not have the second generation 4K. I'm going to hold off on that, but I do have the new Siri remote, which I have a review on this channel. So if you haven't seen that, be sure to take a look at it. So here we go. Here we have this is Thompson versus Curry, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm Curry. And the controls are pretty smooth here. Obviously Curry is the best shooter in the league, so I think I got lucky there. But the controls are pretty smooth. You can see that again, the graphics are what they are. I don't have them turned all the way up, but this is kind of what it would look like on the lower end if you're going to play this game on Apple Arcade, or I'm sorry, the Apple TV. So this kind of gives you a nice little setting. And again, the game is moving pretty smoothly. There's not a lot of competing, you know, inputs here, like from the crowd. There's not a lot of sound going on here. It's just really the two guys here on the court, and it's moving pretty smooth. And you can see there with a very late release, Curry is still, you know, crazy from beyond the arc here. So I'm sure he's like a cheat code in this game if we really wanted to get into it. So I'm going to just play with some of the camera settings here a little bit. You can kind of zoom in, zoom out, just like in your other games. Change the height if you like. So depending on how you like to play your games, you can modify that look. So yeah, just playing around with some of the camera settings. As you zoom closer in, obviously you can definitely see a lot of the flaws in the graphics, you know, within their faces. That's probably the weakest portion here. We're going to get into an actual game. See how the Apple TV holds up with an actual game here. So we have the Lakers and Butler. Yeah, you can really see the faces now. It's really pixelated on those faces. And again, not sure if that's due to my settings, or is that just kind of how the game is, regardless of what you set your graphical you know, presentation settings to. So a little bit of load time here. Not much. And I can see here right off the bat that got an empty stadium, so it looks like we're still kind of within those I guess COVID precautions, at least within the game. So maybe there's some sort of update to you know, change that so you have the crowd. Well, yeah, you can see here like the back of their jerseys, their names are pretty pixelated as well. I don't have the graphics again turned all the way up, so that's going to look pixelated. Their faces do look okay. We have Anthony Davis here, but I do have the graphics pretty much as low as they go here. so you can really tell the difference. So I'm Miami, as you may know if you follow my channel. I'm in Florida, so Miami is my my go-to team here. So let's see. Okay, Butler is off for me, but you guys can see how this game is kind of moving, how it's operating. Not so bad. It's smoother than I thought, especially on the Apple TV. We do have the coaches there on the sidelines. You can see them. We do have the cleaner, the guys who clean the floor in the back there. So it's holding up okay. Nothing to jump up and down about. If you're into basketball and you don't have one of the major consoles, then I definitely would recommend this. But if you're just a sort of a casual fan of the sports, this may not be for you. And even if you are, I guess, a diehard fan, maybe this may not be the most satisfying for you either. So I think it goes both ways. I would just say don't expect too much from this, but it looks okay. The graphics are decent, and the gameplay is fairly smooth. But nothing to jump up and down about. So that's my review on NBA 2K21. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, you can't win if you don't play.